Hey guy! We will learn the use of input functions for user input, printing outputs with the print function, formatting strings for dynamic messages, combining input and output operations in programs. As always, first we'll create a new Python file called input-output. Let's see the workings of the input function. The input function allows a program to accept input from the user. Let's take it up with a simple example. We have the statement user input equals input, and within brackets enter something. Let's run it and see what happens. As you see in the output console, Python expects us to provide an input. When we enter a value, let's say 25 and press enter, Python accepts that input and the program ends. Let's extend the program a bit and print what we entered. So we write print, then within quotes, you entered, comma, and then user input. So what this print statement does is, first it prints you entered colon and then the input that we expected from the user. And both of these are separated by a comma. Now when we run the script, we see that we are asked for a user input. Let's enter 30 this time and see what happens. As you see, Python recognizes the input and saves it in the variable user input and prints it back in the next line. You entered 30. The input function is very important as it allows us to provide the user input during runtime. It is especially very helpful when we have different data each time we run the script. There are some key points that we need to keep in mind. The most important being that the input function always returns the value as a string. So in our example, let's try to print the data type for the variable user input after we provide input during runtime. So we have print, type and then user input. Now if we run the test and enter 45 as user input, Python prints the value of 45 and tells us that a data type for user input, that is the value 45, is of type string. If you want to enter a value as an integer or float or boolean, we need to use data type conversions. For example, we can use the int method or the float method for numerical inputs. Let's understand this using some more examples. Let's say we want to ask the user to enter the name. Then we have to write name equals input and then within brackets, what is your name? Then we print it out as print hello comma name. Now we want a type conversion. Let's say we want to ask the user for their age as well. So we write age equals input. Enter your age. So now if you want to convert the string value of age into integer, we write int and then enclose the whole input within the int function. This will ask the user to enter their age. This will be a string value, but the int function takes it and converts the string value of the age to integer. Next we'll print the age and also do an arithmetic operation on it. So we have print, your age will be comma age plus 1 comma years older next year. So what this should do is add 1 to the age that the user enters. Now let's run the script and see what happens. Python first asks the user for the name. Let's enter a name, for example John Smith, and you see it prints hello John Smith. Now it will wait again for the user to enter the age. Let's press 20 and press enter. 403. See, the output is now your age will be 21 years old next year. In this case, since Python added 1 to the age 20, it means that 20 was first converted to integer and then 1 was added to it. If 20 was not converted to integer, the result would have been different. Let's see that too. Let's modify the statement a bit to remove the integer function so that the statement becomes age equals input, then enter your age. Now if you run the script again and enter the required inputs, for example, name as John Smith and then press enter, the age as 20. So here as you see, Python throws the error that can only concatenate string not integer to string. This means that since the input 20 was a string, it cannot add 1 to it as it is not an integer. In this session, we learned how to use the input and print statements along with data type conversions.